down to the last 2 days of how to vet a course educator or creator that you're looking at investing in to recognize if it's a legit program or not. What does the support look like beyond the course? And what I mean by that is there one-on-one consultations that are allowed? Are those free? Are those included in the course? Or are you paying for those? That's stuff that you need to know before you purchase the course. What does that look like beyond the purchase of the actual course itself? You don't know what you don't know until you've reached that bridge. And I say that often. And so there's a lot of questions and a lot of things that come up that you don't recognize in the beginning of purchasing that course until you're in the thick of it. And then you're like, hey, I don't know what to do with this. What does that support look like? Who are you directing your questions to? And is that a free open line of communication, or do you have to pay for those types of things? Is there a membership or a group? What does the membership or the group overall, do you know of it? Are you able to see what that culture is like and what the relationship is within that group? Have you recognized people who are in that group who are out here with their own businesses? What does their culture look like? There are different cultures that are going to be out here, especially when you're in the same type of industry. You're going to have different cultures. Some people are not going to resonate with you, and some people will, and that is completely fine. There are people that are, lead with a different mentality. Completely fine. That's what makes the world a wonderful place. But what you need to do is recognize when you see something that you're like, huh? That could be the red flag you're looking for, especially if it is drama or, cutting people down, or if it is, arguing, especially when Nurse Talk first started years ago. There was a lot of drama on this app. And one of the things that I did right away, because I woke up to some Nurse Talk drama that was going on, I wasn't involved in it because I'm completely boring. But one of the things I noticed was one day I woke up and people were tagging me in this drama and they were like, thoughts? What's your thoughts? I don't have any thoughts. I'm not involved in this. This has nothing to do with me. So I quickly went to YouTube and learned how to toggle off the untaggable feature inside of TikTok, because I was like, I am not getting involved in this. And we have seen content creators get involved in drama because people are tagging them incessantly because they want their opinion, they want their thought. I don't know why it should matter what anybody else's opinion or thought is and how you look at the worldview, but that is not how I navigate my life. So to each their own. But if you see a pattern of them being involved in drama, that may tell you all you need to know. Okay, let's leave that there. The other thing I would say is another way to check the support is send them an email, ask a question. Simple as that. Do they answer your email? Do they not answer it? That may tell you something. Do they answer your email with concrete, solid facts? Or are they just like answering it with fluff? Like, well, I really don't know. You'll have to go and look at that for yourself, XYZ. And are they giving you those types of answers? If they're giving those types of answers, you may receive those types of answers going forward. If that's okay for you, then have at it. If you want those solid, concrete, here's what I would do, navigate this with this type of solution. If you want that may not be what you're going to get from that creator, that course that you are purchasing from. So understand that going in. Just recognize it. No fault to anybody, but just understand that may be what you're buying, is the fluff. Do they defer you with hidden gems? Are they constantly saying, well, that's taught in the course? Because typically a creator who has created an educational program gives you so much free information that you should be sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, they're showing me all this stuff already. If they're giving me this for free, what is actually inside the program itself? Because I remember years ago, when I would shoot films, when I was doing foot care clinics, when I was shooting a lot of my films and stuff, I'd be like, you could build your business just going through a bunch of my stuff and my content and watching hundreds of hours of stuff. You could totally do that. And there are nurses that have done that, and that's completely fine. Kudos to them. They're actually on a lot of these apps, and they reach out to me and they tell me they did that, and that's fine. I have no shade against that. But there are a lot more things that are taught inside of the program. that they don't know. And so it is funny because I can tell the difference of what they don't know. And so a lot of those things are what really takes you to that level of success that may get you out of bedside, or it may get you to a point where you don't have to continue to add extra services to your business to make extra money. So that is one of the things that I tell people. Understand that when you're giving this content away for free, not everybody's going to sit down and do a deep dive and take notes and watch it. The majority of people will not. There are a few that will, and that's completely fine, but just understand that if you are out here and they're giving you a lot of this content for free and you're like, oh, they're telling me all this stuff, well, what's left to learn inside the course? That just tells you how much more is inside the course. The other thing I would say is, how do you feel about the answer that they're giving you? Are they answering you back in a timely fashion, or are they answering you back a week later? That's another thing to know. You want to have that direct line with somebody, that if you have a problem or a question, you want them to answer you back. You don't want to be sitting around waiting, for somebody to answer you. And so that is something that is really important to me. I have two phones with me constantly because I'm always afraid of one phone going out, and I'm like, what would I do? So I have two phones just because I am always reachable to people and such. And so you have to understand that, when you are sending out messages, emails, or texts, understand that. I don't do a lot of work on platforms in terms of direct messaging in platforms, because it's just not a professional place for me to conduct business. I prefer email. So if you have a question, reach out to me by email and I will get back to you. But these DMs on platforms, things get really lost and hidden in here because there is so much content and vastness, and there's a lot of bots on these platforms. So your message a lot of times is going to get hidden. And so I tell people, always message me if you have a question, especially when I do webinars. I'm like, please email me if you have any questions about anything. But I don't do a lot with the DMing because it is a lot of AI stuff. It's a lot of bot chat generated now, and I don't like that. I like to be able to answer my stuff truthfully to the person and what it is that they are actually asking. I also don't do my group or my membership on Facebook just because I didn't want to give that much control to Mark, and I talk about that a lot. I'm like, I'm not giving all my people to Mark. That's not happening. So I have my own private platform that I have my membership in, and that's just what works for me, and I like that. And so that's just one of the things that you can see as far as these different avenues of what is out there and what's available. So I hope this helps you, and stay tuned for tomorrow. It's the last day. Have a good